Hey folks, here, Phil Gallagher for Daily D&T. Let's see if we can pick up a single win this week. Crystal Ball says, nuh-uh. I'm going to keep this hand. I'm going to pitch my Swords to Plowshares and try to take over this game via Palace Jailer. Opponent's little avatar is sweet. We're just going to play against more Storm. Survey says likely. Snapping off a wasteland on this underground sea with absolutely zero thought. Should really rename this series Daily Ant featuring D&T. It's kind of how it's felt recently. Yep, it is ANT once again. My opponent should have no game one outs to that. Alright. So same boarding as last round. Chalice, Surgical, Rest in Peace, in, Jitte out, Jailer out, Swords to Plowshares out. I think we junked a Flicker Wisp, and then what do we do for the last one? Cut a land? That seems fine. Cutting a Tomic there is fine as well. Displacer and Mangara that we randomly added into the deck for funsies for this league. Not necessarily working out well. And once again, I do want to thank Pepperjack for supporting this week of Daily D&T. Beating though it was. We're up a game versus ANT, though. That's a good place to be in. Okay, so this is the sort of hand we were trying to mulligan towards last time, where like we have multiple pieces of hate so that we are not just soft to a single piece of discard. And my opponent has mulliganed as well. If we make it to our turn 2, I will probably aggressively surgically extraction something before I drop a Rest in Peace. But we'll see. I don't think you need to play the pedal out on turn 1. Well, I guess if I play a Chalice on 0, that's a reason to. I was thinking about the Thalia tax, but I take it back. So, keeping Massacre in mind in the short term, in case I draw Caracas, I think I'm going to lead on Rashadenport here. We'll go ahead and play the Chalice on 0. And pass the turn. So now we have Chalice disrupting an LED. We have Surgical Extraction disrupting any sort of like graveyard-based shenanigans. Preordain is totally fine. So I don't really want to surgically extract a Preordain, but I think it's correct to play Rest in Peace here. Because of that, I will surgically extract a Preordain to gain information before I just lose the ability to like do anything with my surgical. Alright. I need to take a snip of this. Alright, does my opponent have anything spicy? No, it's the usual stuff with one Massacre. Note, as a general play pattern, you do not want to extract cantrips versus Ant. That's not how that card is meant to be used. It's meant to, like, nab Infernal Tutors or a critical ritual to ruin Past in Flames-based lines. And so now I go and trade for their decay. Oop. I was expecting to lose the Rest in Peace there. So decay is gone. They're not going to have threshold for Cabal Ritual, so I think I'm safe from the Ad Nauseam this turn, unless they go into Dark Ritual. No, they did go into Dark Ritual. That gives them exactly 5 mana for Ad Nauseam. But they are trying to Ad Nauseam through Rest in Peace. So that's very much not guaranteed. They only have 1 mana currently. Now they have 1, 3. Now they have 4 mana. Now they're at the point where if they continue flipping, they may kill themselves. Yikes. Now there's a lot of things that kill you. Well, not a lot, but more things that kill you. So this is still not a kill. So Petal, Dark Rit, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jeez. Stop. Stop while you're alive. Just like try to win later. Okay, so I forgot they had a land drop. They probably could have won once they had the Chain of Vapor, right? So they go Chain of Vapor, bounce, Rest in Peace, Rit. Getting Hellbent's still the problem. So how do they get Hellbent? They need to ponder for LED. No shuffle, so I assume LED is the draw. Yep, okay. So now they can just Natural Storm kill me. But notice that this isn't using stuff from down here. This is something they could have done already. So I'm going to take that as meaning that my opponent is at least somewhat inexperienced. So that's information I'll have going into the next game. All right, we're not going to change any of our things about sideboarding based on being on the play. All our 8 cards are already in here. This is going to be a keep. So I'm going to get turn 1, Vial, and Chalice on 0. Which is a fine start. Chalice on 1 is better than Chalice on 0. But I like to make sure that if I have other things going for me in my hand, that I actually make it to the later turns where that matters. And putting the Chalice on 0 makes it much harder for my opponent to get hellbent for the Infernal Tutors to really do their thing. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think likely a misplay. It's, I think, very rarely correct to just go for Underground Sea on turn 1 against Death and Taxes. I'm not even going to, like, get cute by trying to port them and, like, give them the opportunity to brainstorm in the upkeep or anything. Let's just keep mana locked down here. There was no shuffle with that, by the way. Again, don't really need to get cute with trying to port instead. Like, I'm just going to keep firing off Wastelands. Oh, and we've run my opponent out of lands. Even better. I'll leave this at 2 for the time being. We have a lot of hits at 2 that would be pretty okay. Probably would have been better to play port there for like weird port plus wasteland situations that could occur. So if my opponent is discarding a decay, that probably means that they have another answer in hand that is either as cheap or cheaper. I think we're presenting a lethal next turn. We just Eldrazi Displacer, Blink Stoneforge Mystic. No, it's 11. But it's 11 that has 6 life gain attached to it. It says, waiting for my opponent to pay cost. You can't massacre me for free unless you have a swamp. Note, there are still theoretical worlds in which I die and lose to my opponent still. But I probably just eliminated all of those. I've taken away your artifact mana. I've taken away your graveyard. Yeah, there we go. All right. We take a whopping 1 win this week and a really rough week for daily D&T. I'll be back next week. Hopefully, we'll get on the leaderboard a little bit more there. Didn't really like the Displacer and the Mangara that I threw in the deck list at Pepperjack's request this week. They won't be returning next week. All right, folks. See you later. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, consider supporting daily D&T in the future. Links in the comments or in the description. Cheers.